Here we have our 10 Rubik's Cube patterns, and in this video, I'll be ranking them on a tier list. Stick around to the end because some of my choices might surprise you. First, we have the classic checkerboard pattern. Make sure to grab a cube as well so you can follow along and make these patterns for yourself. The algorithm for this pattern is very easy and it's just an M2, E2, S2. This is probably the most famous pattern on the list, and it looks pretty good as well. That is all why I choose to put the checkerboard pattern under the A tier. Next up, we have the cube in a cube pattern. Here's the algorithm. This one looks cool, and an interesting fact about this case is that it's also on the other side. So we have white, green, red, and on the other side, yellow, orange, blue. This pattern will get a B tier for me, and that's mainly because I feel that some parts are empty. But that problem is fixed with our next pattern, cube in a cube in a cube. This pattern takes the next one step further and fills the empty space. It is again on both sides, and this pattern would make an excellent display piece. This pattern can even be done on bigger cubes, which makes it so much cooler. Overall, I would give this pattern an S tier, just because it looks so cool. Our next pattern is the anaconda, which is a snake, I believe. I understand the name now because it does look like a long snake weaving in and out of view. The pattern looks okay, and I'll give it an A tier, but the one thing that would have made this pattern an S tier for me was if this corner was twisted, because come on, that looks incredible. The fifth pattern in this tier list is the cross pattern. Here's the algorithm, and now I'll do it quickly. The pattern essentially has all of the edges solved, and the corners as well, but just rotated. This pattern is one of the rarer ones, and I haven't seen it before. But it looks okay, so I guess I'll put it in the B tier along with cube in the cube. We are now halfway done, but before we move on, if you're liking the video so far, please consider liking and subscribing, or even check out some of the other videos on my channel. But back to the video with the super flip. Now we have this super flip pattern, and this is the first one that might spark some controversy. I would personally give this pattern a D tier on 3x3, but if it was done on any n by n, say higher than a 5x5, it would easily be an S tier. See, on just a 3x3, it looks kinda crazy. Let's play a quick game. I will hide the super flip pattern in one of these 6 cubes, and you have to find it. You likely did find it, but I'm sure it would have been harder to find than something, say, like the checkerboard or anaconda. So yeah, D tier on 3x3, S tier on something higher. Now we're on to the black mamba, another snake. This pattern is much more recognizable than the super flip, but it faces the issue of being bland in lots of parts. The pattern probably got the name of Black Mamba because it starts here, moves all around, and ends right here, sort of like a snake slithering. This pattern earns a C tier from me, and that's because it's better than the super flip, but is lacking in lots of places and couldn't be a B tier. We are gonna go fast for the last 3 puzzles now. We have plus minus, which has 2 pluses, 2 minuses, along with 2 solved sides, so the name's pretty self-explanatory. This one will get a C tier from me because it feels like it's on par with the black mamba. Our third pattern is the green mamba, and this is what it looks like. Similar to the black mamba, but in a different orientation, which is why I give it a C tier. And our final 3x3 cube pattern is the checkerboard in a cube. Here's the algorithm, and let's quickly follow along. And that gives us my favorite pattern in the whole video. Automatically S tier, and it looks like one of those red, green, and white candy canes. It also is cool on the other side. And that wraps it up for this video. Here's the final tier list, and let me know what you think about it in the comments.